understand. It is confusing. Well, let's do this. Let's reread the book, okay? And we'll talk about the two sounds, and maybe that'll help you. Does that sound okay? Okay. Hi, guys. Mr. Teddy, look who's here. Yes, say hi. Hi. I am confused. I'm very confused. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to help Mr. Teddy, right, guys? Mr. Teddy is confused about the sound that the letter I makes because he just learned in his school that I is a vowel. That means it makes two different sounds. Um, well, let's do this. Let's read the book again. Okay, that's your homework. And then we'll talk about it again after we read this book together. Okay? Yes, and then I'll make you a grilled cheese. Okay? Okay. All right, go sit in your chair. All right, friends. Let's look at Mr. Teddy's homework. His homework was to read through this little lakeshore book about the letter I. But because I is a vowel letter, that means it makes two sounds. I says I, I, or I. It says its name. If I look at the front cover, well, okay, hold on, Mr. Teddy. Well, let's finish the book before your next question. You know what that is? Oh, okay, what is it? Um, mm, I don't believe that's a dragon, Mr. Teddy. Okay, it does sort of look like the little guy on your new socks. Let's show everybody. Do you remember what's on Mr. Teddy's socks? Yeah, I think they're dragons. Dragons would start with a D sound. That's for D. Oh, okay. All right. It's okay. It's okay to have questions, right? That's right, Mr. Teddy. Whatever this creature is, it has to begin with one of the I sounds, either it or I. Do you know what this is? If you said iguana, you're right. I, I, iguana. Did you hear that I sound at the beginning of the word? That's the letter I sound. Let's look through this book and maybe it will help you, Mr. Teddy, okay? There's that iguana again. And on the bottom, I see a sentence. It says, I is for iguana. I, iguana. And iguana begins with the letter I. So in this word, Mr. Teddy, in iguana, the I says I. Okay, all right, Mr. Teddy's with us. Do you know what this is? It's a little house made of ice and snow. Did you say igloo? Good. And that's what the words tell me down here. It says I is for igloo. I, igloo. Igloo begins with the letter I. I see it right there. And the beginning sound is I, I. The I sound. That's right, Mr. Teddy. This says I is for invitation. That's a card or a note or a letter that you get that's asking you to come to a party. Do you see that word invitation? Do you see that the little I, he's blue and his sound is I, 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 because I is one of the sounds that the letter I makes. Now, ooh, what are these, Mr. Teddy? Do you remember? Yeah, come on. Well, we could say bugs. We could. But bugs begins with a B. B. That would be a B sound. And we're talking about the letter I. I. That's right. Whatever this is has to begin with the I sound. It's insects. I is for insects. I. Insects. Do you see how my mouth got ready to make that I sound? Like that. Now, Let's talk about the other sound that the letter I can make. He's a vowel, so that means he also says his name. I. Like in ice cream. I is for ice cream. Ice cream. I. I is the beginning sound. I know that's confusing, Mr. Teddy. But what? Why did they make it like that? Good question. I don't know. I don't know. Here it says I is for ivy. Can you say that word? Say ivy. Ivy. The beginning sound of ivy is I. So, you're right, Mr. Teddy. Vowels, they're very confusing. They make two sounds. Yes. Okay. All right. Mr. Teddy said he wants to remind you what the two sounds that the letter I makes are. So, okay. Well, come on over. Yeah, right there. I proclaim that the letter I says E, 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 and sometimes it says I. Ah, did he get it right? He did. Clap for Mr. Teddy. Good job, Mr. Teddy. Oh, oh, oh dear. Oh dear. Who is this? Do you remember who this is? Okay, go ahead. It's my friend Allie. Allie loves vowels. Oh. Well, that's okay. You can still talk about the letter I. Yeah. Well, he can still talk about the letter I. I know you're the vowel guy. Oh, you want to make a video? Okay. Well, maybe the next video we'll do another vowel book, and then Allie, you could be the star instead of Mr. T. Oh dear. Okay. Well, guys, I think I need to go talk to Allie and Mr. Teddy because, oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, guys, go sit down. All right, we're going to talk about it. Go sit down. We'll talk about the vowels and who's going to do what book, okay?